Hello, hello everyone. I always got to start off by saying good morning, afternoon, evening. We are global, so I want to make sure I cover all my bases. It is early afternoon for me. It is a super sunny day if you can't see the sun kind of like hitting everything white in my setup here. But super excited to have you all here for Circuit Streams Demo Day, the March 11th, 2023 edition. I am your host for this event. My name is Monday, and you'll learn a little bit more about me. But this is my fourth time hosting demo day and it's super excited. I haven't like dropped the ball yet or fumbled anything. They keep inviting me back. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be your host. And this is a great event. So for you all joining in, let's go ahead. You can comment section is open if you want to go ahead and say hello, shout out where you're joining us from. If you're joining from one of our university partners, we'd love to hear where you're joining from as well. And our special guest today is actually Roderick Kennedy from Teleport VR. So, from the few interactions that I've had with him, super insightful, super charismatic. I'm really excited for you all to get to know him, as well as to hear some of the engagement that he's going to have with our participants. And we will go ahead and get this event started. All right. So, for anyone who's new here and is new to Demo Day, just a high level of the event schedule for today. So, the first thing we're going to do is cover the learner demos. So those are going to be the learners who have completed our 10-week courses. So our XR development as well as our XR design and prototyping course. They're showcasing their works that they've either done throughout those development courses as personal projects, as growth opportunities while they were in there. So these are things that you're going to see from the beginning of production while they're still in production. We do have a few projects that are actually already live. So as soon as you see this demo, you can go onto Google Play and download them. I did that and stayed up too long last night playing one game that I got addicted to pretty instantly. So you'll be able to see those works, showcase it. Definitely engage with those participants through the chat here. They see those chats and they'll be able to comment back there as well. From there, we're going to do a lunch break around noon Pacific time for about 30 minutes. Grab some coffee, grab some water. My voice will probably be going out by then, so I'll definitely be grabbing coffee. And then for all of the participants today for this demo day, as well as the participants from past demo days and our special guest Roderick, we do have a VIP cocktail hour event. So, unfortunately for you all joining in the audience, this is something that is exclusive to those who are participated in demo day. But if you want that special invite, all you have to do is participate. We'd love to have you. This is a great opportunity to network and collaborate even further, as well as have some personal time to talk with our special guest even more. So we do have a jam-packed day. I will try to get through my sections as fast as possible because I know we're here for the learner demos, and I'm just as excited to see those as you all. But before we do jump in, I do want to give a little bit of a backstory for CircuitStream. So, who are we? So, CircuitStream was founded in 2015 with a focus on education. We identified a gap in the education, really kind of like not existing for XR developers, XR designers, and wanted to fill that gap space. And we're so happy to say that now we have over 50,000 learners worldwide. So, I remember when I first joined the CircuitStream family back in 2021, I think that number was at like 30,000, maybe 40. My memory isn't as good as it used to be, but it's just blowing up even more. I mean, I'm excited to be able to engage with more people, to connect with more people around the world, and really, finding that niche market and really providing a very scalable, excellent service for those people who are looking for that education in XR design, XR development, and now even game development was a great opportunity for CircuitStream. Along with that, CircuitStream really tries to make an effort to make sure that all of our curriculum, all of the training, everything that we're teaching our learners as they go through our programs aligns with the Unity development and Unity design platform. So we're happy to say that, by working with Unity, we have the certified expert programmer, certified professional programmer, authorized training partners, as well as certified instructors that either go through our program, learners get these certifications. A lot of our instructors have these certifications already. And we're in a constant effort to get more and more alignment with the Unity platform, with the game dev community, the XR dev community, and design communities as well. So it's almost like a secondary badge of honor to say that you've gone through CircuitStream, because in the background, you know that it aligns with Unity, which is, as most of us know, I think it's what 60, 70% of game dev, game design goes to the Unity engine, which is fantastic. And CircuitStream is global. Like I was saying, we recently have partnerships in Australia and Dubai, which blows my mind. But it's one of those experiences that you can't get anywhere else. So by going through Circus Stream, the platform that they've created, the structural design curriculum that they have, you really do meet with people that you might not have even crossed paths with, grabbed coffee with before, because you're connecting with people from Dubai, from the UK, from Canada, from South America, from Africa, even people like me from the East Coast of the United States. But it's a great opportunity. It also leverages itself to different cultural identities and design principles and just ideas that really take a project from what you think you know into all different directions because you're connecting with so many different people with so many different mindsets and skill sets. And our learners have also gone on, to work with some of the leading companies. So this is just a few of those companies that our learners have either gone on to get careers with, or these are some of the organizations that partner with us. So we do partner with different bodies. You'll see Tesla's up there and Autodesk as well as Dell, as well as partnerships with universities. So we have UCLA, UBC, and University of Virginia. So with that, I did want to do a quick shout out for our university partners. So if you are in the audience and if you're joining from any of our universities, definitely go ahead and call out your alma mater. I don't know if your university has a call sign. I know mine did, so I would be typing that in the chat. But we're so excited to have these university partners represented from Joliet Junior College, University of New Hampshire Professional Development and Training, the University of Melbourne, Syracuse University College of Professional Studies, the University of British Columbia Extended Learning, the University of Nevada, Reno, University Extension Professional Studies, and University of Toronto School of Continuing Studies. So super excited to have you all here as our university partners. We actually have learners in this demo day from some of these university partners, so I'll make sure to make mention of that as we get into those demos. But it's again a great opportunity. So now you have people who are coming from us from for me who came from hospital management, connecting with people going through university, and then even people who are starting out their professional careers and just want to learn more through these university partnerships. So great. And I see in the chat we have Philip Dean from UBC. So UBC is in the house already. All right. So like I was saying, so for this demo day, we really are showcasing two specific courses that CircuitStream does. So the first course that you'll see our learner demonstrations from is from XR Development with Unity, which is a 10-week course around 80 hours that really focuses on XR development using C# programming, as well as the XR interaction toolkit. So pro tip, if you ever see this kind of yellow, gray, and black icon in the top right of any of our learner slides, that means that this learner has participated with the XR Dev course. And again, that course focuses on XR development using C# as well as the XR Interaction Toolkit and AR Foundation. The other course that we're going to be highlighting is Interaction Design and Prototyping for XR. This is another 10-week course around 80 hours that really focuses on the design elements and design principles that go into making an XR experience. So these learners focus on storyboarding, ideation, and really taking an idea through the design phases all the way leading into an MVP of their project using low code or no code principles. I am not a designer, so I'm always envious to see what our learners who go through this course can create because for anyone who knows me, I say it all the time, I can bring it to life, but if you ask me to design it, I'm not your guy. Like I am very hardcore C sharp. So seeing what these learners are able to do just always blows my mind because that's a skill set that I just don't have. And just so you all know as well, so this event is going to be, I'm of course a host. I'm also one of the student ambassadors, but inside of the chat, you'll also see some of the student services team. So the student services team is led by Arcadius Miller, who is the student experience coordinator, as well as myself and Diana, who are more of like, we've been around the block. This is our second time being student ambassadors. And so I actually focus on the academic side, helping out with the instructors, as well as technical aspects and project work. And our other student ambassador is Diana Olinik, who is actually our career ambassador. So she's actually in a career lab here. So she won't be able to join. She might pop in from time to time in the comments there. And our two other newer student ambassadors are Marco Pip and Molly Carroll. So Marco should be in the chat. He's our community ambassador, really focuses on engagement through our CircuitStream community platforms. And Molly is actually our experience ambassador. So she works really closely with Archie to make sure that we're providing the level of experience that our learners need, as well as any support that they need as we continue this venture with them. So a little bit about me. And I will preface by saying this is probably my least favorite part. I'm not the type who likes to talk about himself, but like I was saying, my name is Monday. I'm the academic student ambassador. I've personally gone through the Circuit Stream courses, the Unity Development Bootcamp, XR Dev, as well as C Sharp. So yes, I see it in the chart XR Dev. My family is here, so very heavy with XR Dev. I love that course. I am one of the lucky ones that actually was able to leverage what I learned through XR Dev, C Sharp, and the Unity Bootcamp into a career transition. So I am actually a senior production engineering manager with Bungie, which is like blows my mind whenever I sit back and realize that I went from hospital management to game development in a matter of less than a year. But definitely credit a lot of that to CircuitStream. And a fun fact about me is I have a try anything mentality towards workout. So in 2018, I was a sponsored Spartan athlete. So Spartan is that crazy obstacle course race that people do just because they like physical punishment. But I try almost any workout. If I see it and I've never done it before, I will try it. I've done CrossFit, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I've done Yun Watch, you name it. I've either done a boot camp for it or I did months of it. But really just like really like working out, really like the physical nature of everything. And a little bit about Marco. So I see Marco is in the chat. So Marco is also a Circuit Stream alum. He went through the interaction design and prototyping for XR course, so I'm super envious of him. He's also a designer for extended reality, focusing in UI, UX, and graphic motion. And a fun fact about him is he's an immersive storyteller. He loves crafting tailored experiences through immersive digital mediums. So just from working with Marco and engaging with him, like amazing designer, does some things that I can't even fathom. And you will see him popping in and out of the chat. Definitely, if you have anything that you want to engage with him, he'll be in the chat for you. And then our special guest, so the man of the hour, Roderick Kennedy. So Roderick is the founder of Teleport VR, and I will actually invite you on stage now to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you. So Roderick, I'll bring you on stage here. Hello,
Hey
hello.
everyone.
Hey,
Thank
how
you.
are you?
Thanks so much, Monday. It's great to be here.
Absolutely.
Um, who am I? I'm Roderick. I founded Simmel in 2007, and I guess about 8 years ago now, we started looking at XR VR technology. And since then, I've been focused more and more on VR, on XR, on the metaverse essentially, and now I'm working on something called Teleport, which I'm super excited about. It's a network protocol for metaverse applications, a sort of HTTP that I think the spatial internet really needs in order to develop. So yeah, like I was saying before, very excited about that, but also super excited to be here and to see what you guys are showing.
Absolutely. I have to ask a question. So, a doctorate of philosophy in plasma physics, like how does that fit into everything?
It more or less doesn't. I mean, always I've sort of taken my kind of physics background as a way of informing what I'm doing in software development, and it's
Mhm,
always been pushed towards simulation, towards taking the rules of the real world and seeing how those can be either modeled or adapted or changed for virtual worlds. But since I've been a developer, it's been all about virtual worlds. So
mhm.
this is where I'm passionate and focused.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it when I see like non-linear paths to like VR and XR. So we have a lot of learners that come from like engineering backgrounds, and then when you see what they create, it's very like methodical and structured and planned out. So yeah, well, we are excited to have you. I'm super excited to hear you engage with our participants and provide that feedback. And so yeah, I will talk to you in a few minutes after our first learner demo, but definitely excited to have you, and we will engage with you more throughout this event. All right. And with that, we will jump right in. So, oh, yep, everything looks good in the comments. So, jumping right in, our first demo of the day is called Level Up with Immersive Learning Snapmetric VR Game. And the designer for this project was Babette Ryan. So, Babette, I will bring you on stage now. Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How about yourself?
Okay. Really
I'm about
excited about this.
to say, you got to shake off the nerves. You got to make sure
Oh,
everything is good. We're good to go.
yeah.
Well, super excited. Well, your project, Snap Metric, offers a fun and immersive way to learn the metric system. For anyone watching who wants to connect with Babette after this project, her LinkedIn is on the screen for you there. And your project was brought to life with the help of Circus Stream instructors Nikisa and Reza. And I will start your demo now.
A VR metric game by Babette Ryan. This VR development journey starts with a question. How do I create an interactive way for kinesthetic learners to practice the metric system in a quick and engaging way? What I know. Kinesthetic learners learn by doing. It needs to be hands on, and math in the metric system is essential for anyone interested in pursuing a STEM career. And teaching it traditionally has many flaws. What I need to know is how do I create VR for education and training? So, with guidance and instruction, I use these listed steps. This VR game was developed around the teacher and her students. Ms. Johnson wants what's best for her class and to increase engagement. If she chooses to use VR, then it has to be easy. It can't cause eye strain or motion sickness. She thinks using it will set her apart from other teachers. There are three levels in this game: match the correct item, then the abbreviation, then convert to a metric measurement. The idea is to have participants level up as they learn. In order to make it more immersive, sound, haptics, visuals provide that feedback. To make sure we empathize with the user, a simple body storm activity was used to role play the interactions and understand the user's experience. This game was developed in Unity. In order to counter any motion sickness, mobility was decreased. To increase readability, extra large UI was used. Specific colors were chosen on game objects for certain types of color blindness. Assets either came from the Unity or TurboSquid, and useful tech tools are listed. And here's the game. I believe XR has the potential to improve education and training through engaging XR learning experiences. It has the potential to improve retention through immersion, comprehension with repetition, and increase motivation since you can choose your own learning path, pace, and location. I wonder, instead of a test or a quiz, we can just ask our learners, hey, did you level up? Thanks for listening.
All right. Well, I love the aesthetic. It instantly gave me like the education like vibes and everything like that. And you took a lot of consideration to like the accessibility and usability settings because bright lights. The last thing I want is my daughter wearing a headset at 9 years old and it's like bright flashing lights and everything like that. Great consideration.
Yeah, thank you. I keep thinking about like some of the past students, and everyone learns by doing, right? So it's
Hmm.
perfect for VR, or even, I was also thinking of augmented reality. But also, the big picture is if you want to get into STEM, you need math and the metric system. So, how do you make that easy and simple? And I have all these like paper card games, and I hundreds of them, and I was like, this would be so simple and so much easier if it was on in VR. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I will invite our special guest Roderick on stage and we will start the Q&A section. So, Roderick, I will bring you on stage now.
Hi, Babette.
Hey,
Love this. Well done. Well done. Um, I'm just fascinated by the sort of possibilities this opens, and I'm
mhm.
wondering what your thoughts are on. I mean, do you have some ideas about how you would approach we saw length there. You dealt with the length measures.
Mhm.
Would you approach weight in the same way, or mass, or would
It, exactly. Well, I taught chemistry, right? And the biggest problem with some of the students is that they can't get their hands on the chemicals because they first have to know what is there. So you have to get them from where I showed you the basics of metric system to finding out like the mass and the moles. And I can do that with all my paper lessons, but in VR it would be so much easier. And I could get this game honestly to stoichiometry, so it would be good for not just K-12 but also through college. And I know that me and other educators have those same ideas. I would love to get those other educators to some ideas to bring them on to VR. But I think there is a huge platform for the education and training.
and what do you want to do with it next? Is this an ongoing project?
Well, I was thinking maybe I could utilize it and make it grow. I would like to team up with an organization or a tech organization that wants to do more of this to actually see math as visual. See
Yeah.
math as visuals, and I do this, and I just want to be part of a great organization that wants to do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was like the first thing that came to even my mind was like, it's such without like, and the farthest thing away from like a bad thing, but like sometimes
Mhm.
simplicity is better because it's such a sound principle of just like what you already have that it would be so easy to scale it to like the next level, like without
Mhm.
making it a super difficult, like
Right.
mechanics wise, like all it takes is like you were saying, now you have stoichiometry. I mean, I come from chemistry and biology as well, so I'm
Exactly.
even thinking about
Yeah.
like if you went all the way into like organic chemistry, like now all of a sudden you have like the chemical formula and like the picture of like what it
Mhm.
should be, and you have to like mix and match things that way. Um, and then
It
of course I love what Molly threw in the chat here, like your tagline of "Did you level up?" Like
yeah.
that's the easiest thing. Like, did you do your level up or did you level up today? I think would be
Because
fantastic.
there's lots of students who they might be absent, and then they missed part of the lesson, the sequential lesson. So
Mm,
you could have them go in and not do a worksheet, not look at a video, but they actually do the work in VR or AR, and then they actually can show you that. And then you could, this helps with portability. Other students, you could be working with cards, and you might be missing a card, so it'll be hard for them for the whole class to do it. So I think that, again, this is going to grow. Education and training in XR is just going to be be an incredible growth opportunity.
absolutely. Well, fantastic. I mean, I think Roderick and I are both excited to see where this goes. So yeah, so again, for anyone who wants to connect with Babette outside of this, if you come from an academic background, I think this is the future of VR and XR in the education system. You can connect with Babette through her LinkedIn. And thank you again for participating in this demo day. I will talk to you again at VIP Cocktail Hour. And Roderick, I will talk to you after our next demo. Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right. All right. And our next demo for this demo day is called Shadow Biosphere. And it was developed by Sunny Nestler, who went through our XR development with Unity course, if you see the icon in the top right. And Sunny, I will bring you on stage now. Hello, hello.
Hello, Monday. How are you?
I am doing well. I always have a fight with Saturday. He's my evil cousin, but he's playing nice today, so we're good to go. But how are you?
Well, I also go by Sunday, so maybe I can mediate.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to talk about that when we're not live. But I have issues with Sunday as well. He thinks that he's better than me. So, but super excited to have you here. So, your project, Shadow Biosphere, is a mixed reality art piece that combines physical and digital artworks using the pass through and hand tracking features on an Oculus Quest 2. This project is inspired by the idea of the shadow biosphere, a type of parallel universe. For anyone that wants to connect with Sunny after this presentation, their website is actually on the screen for you here. And your project was brought to life by Circus Stream instructors Indica, Joseph, and Dustin. You are also a university student coming from the University of British Columbia Extended Learning. So excited to have you here as well. And here's your demo.
Hi everyone, my name is Sunny, and in this video I will show you some examples of how I've adapted my analog artwork into an immersive digital space using mixed reality and an Oculus Quest 2 headset. For example, this is an image showing 3 of my acrylic paintings hanging on a wall in a gallery. In this digital mock-up, you can see the same 3 paintings on the left, and on the right is what you would see if you put on a head-mounted display and opened the digital art file, which uses pass-through to show the physical space in a grainy black and white. The digital sculptures appear in color. In the gallery, visitors encounter a white plinth and a small sculpture of a pyramid made of tiny donuts. On the side of the plinth, they see this sign reading, "Welcome to the Parallel Gibson's Public Art Gallery. To enter through the portal, please visit the front desk and ask for the key. Then return to this spot. Tip: do not touch the physical donuts, but please pick up the virtual ones." After receiving instructions from the gallery attendant, the visitors then move throughout the gallery, interacting with the digital artwork. This concept was inspired by my interest in the idea of the shadow biosphere, a hypothetical ecosystem that exists on Earth but that we do not currently have the tools to detect. A world where life forms are not carbon-based, but perhaps based on silicon or other materials that we don't yet understand. This realm theoretically exists and evolves alongside us, like a type of parallel universe. There might even be organisms that have components in both worlds simultaneously. In this next example, I focused in on this painting on the left. In Unity, I created a digital version of the painting and placed it on top of the physical painting, causing it to appear in color alongside its black and white neighbors. A traffic cone, the subject of the painting, is spawned into the digital space with a random color, and sound clips from audio files by another artist are attached. The space slowly fills with sound as the cones are added via socket interactors to each previous cone. I had support from several Circuit Stream instructors to help with the code for the cone objects, the pass-through setup in my Unity project, and of course in troubleshooting every step of the way. My goal for this project is to create a show for a gallery where each physical artwork has a digital component for viewers to interact with, and to create artwork that can only exist in mixed reality. Thanks for watching!
Yep, loved it. I'm a sucker for a good art gallery, so absolutely love that. Um, but Roderick, I will bring you on stage now to start our Q&A.
Thanks,
Welcome back.
Monday. Hi, Sunny. Really like this. It's got such a sort of contemplative kind of energy to it that it just makes you want to sort of stand there and look at things and sort of be in the space. But you've got that interaction as well, which is fascinating. Is this something that you'd like to have, or do you have it in the gallery on a permanent basis, or is it a sort of temporary installation?
Yeah, so the first part of the video showed a piece that was in a gallery on a temporary installation. That was at the Gibson's Public Art Gallery. So shout out to them for being open to this experiment. And the second piece is one that I'm developing right now. So I'd like for it to be shown in a gallery at some point. I think one of the challenges is, as the physical pieces move in and out of my life, like if I create something and then sell it, for example, then the digital component, like, does it travel with the physical piece, or is it just dead now because I can't connect them anymore in a space? So yeah, it's bringing up a lot of questions for me, but I would like to continue showing this type of work in galleries.
Yeah, I guess it's something that those of us outside of the art world don't often think about, that you create the art and then you sell it and it's kind of gone, um, in a way, which I don't know how I would feel about that. Do you feel a sort of sense of something missing when you've sold something?
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a huge problem for me as an artist who really likes to create artwork that can't be sold. I used to be like more involved in performance art, and um, one of my favorite things to do was to take away everyone's cell phone at the door so that there would be no documentation whatsoever. So not only is it not sellable, but it's not really reproducible in any way or even documentable. So yeah, I had fun making this video and like thinking of the video as its own presentation, because the video, of course, will live on even if the artwork
Hmm.
becomes non-functional. So yeah, um, it's an interesting question. And I also see a question in the chat about the donut from the Blender tutorial. And yes, that was my little Easter egg that I put in that first project. I don't think any of the gallery goers knew that it was the Blender tutorial donut, but I was hoping someone would notice. So thank you for that.
I'll say there's always the Easter egg hunters out there. Somebody will see it. No, I think so. From watching your demo, I think the one thing that I really liked about it, and like I don't even know, maybe you inadvertently created it, maybe it was intentional, but it's like you've almost created a whole nother community aspect inside because I could see like an artist who does sculpture work now connecting with an artist who does like sound and like music, and all of a sudden you're pairing like sculpture work and like putting the traffic cones together with somebody who does like experimental design music. Like I know a guy who does like sound effects with scuba gear, but all of a sudden you're partnering these two different worlds, and as you stack the different cones you're making like a whole new kind of like sound profile, which is really cool. And I think that makes, kind of going into what Roderick was saying, it makes art experiences like unique to the person, and that's what makes people gravitate to like art because it feels personal. So I really like the intention that you put there to like, hey, there's like this movable object that has like sculpture work as well as like the sound element, because combining those two is just like boom, like it's like a boom moment for me.
Yeah, I think one of the really wonderful things about VR and XR as a medium is the way that sound brings it to life. And for me, that's been a really wonderful addition to my practice, which has primarily been visual.
Hmm.
And yeah, I also want to thank Hiss and Hum who did the sound for that piece.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic. Well, for anyone who wants to connect with Sunny, like I was saying, their website is on the screen here. So please jot it down. Sunny, thank you again for participating in this demo day. Cannot wait to see where this project goes, or if it ever comes to North Carolina, please let me know so I can go visit the installation. And I will talk to you again at the VIP cocktail hour. And Roderick, I will talk to you in a few minutes. Thank you both.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
All right. So our next demo is from XR Design and Prototyping. It is called The Lab, developed by Eric Sweet. So Eric, I will bring you on stage. Hello, hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. It's sunny on the West Coast for once, which is a nice change of pace.
Oh yeah, I have a few friends on the West Coast. You guys have been getting like quite a bit of rain, right?
Yes,
Like it's
been
been
raining a
miserable.
lot and just cloudy constantly.
Oh yeah. So I think we got a little bit of that here, but like North Carolina is sunny today, so I'm happy. It's a good day. I'm not going to wish for clouds. Well, cool. So your project, The Lab, is a short interactive prototype and educational scene that showcases XR development abilities as well as core XR design principles. For anyone that wants to connect with Eric after this demo, his LinkedIn is on the screen for you here. And your project was assisted by Circus Stream instructors Indica and Aletha. And you also come to us from the University of British Columbia Extended Learning. So excited to have you through that partnership. And here is your demo.
Welcome to the lab. This short interactive prototype scene was made to showcase what I've learned as an XR designer and what I'm capable of as a prototyper, while also highlighting some key features of XR design theory. Without much coding knowledge, Some aspects of this project proved rather difficult to implement, and the project as a whole went through many iterations and changes, but in the end, I'm happy with the final result. So with that out of the way, let's get our teleporters powered up and change to our preferred movement presets and dive right in. The first room we'll be looking at is the game room. This room is all about affordances. Every object can be interacted with exactly as they could in real life. Bowling balls can be rolled and pins toppled. Footballs can be thrown and targets hit. And milk jugs can be knocked over carnival style. This room requires lots of prefabs and colliders and took a lot of bug hunting to get working perfectly. Moving right on, we have the climbing room. This room mainly focuses on teaching the player that three-dimensional movement is possible in VR. It also helps the player build comfortability with different movement systems and with heights, something that they may not enjoy very much in the real world. This room was originally supposed to be a maze-style room, but I quickly discovered that a cornfield-style maze coupled with snap move and teleporting doesn't work so well in VR and becomes rather disorienting rather quickly. After fully redesigning the room from the ground up, I shifted towards a climbing room with progressively more and more complicated handholds. Getting the grab move providers to work the way I wanted was rather challenging, but in the end I think it offers a great experience of three-dimensional movement in VR. Moving on to our final destination, we have the robot room. This room was mostly a passion project of mine, with custom robot models, scripts, and a flamethrower. The robot room reminds us that we don't need to go overboard to have fun. Sometimes keeping it simple and not overstraining your device is the best option. This room was the easiest to throw together and very enjoyable. I'd love to keep working on the scene to add better lighting, better textures, make the interactivity a little bit better with some controller feedback and better scripting, but I hope you all enjoyed watching it just as much as I enjoyed throwing it all together.
All right. I have to shout out the fact that you did climbing in VR because that was a daunting task for me for quite a while. And I see Mitchell in the chat already said like climbing looks really good, really impressive that it works with minimal code because climbing is not easy. Like it was a headache. So you get claps for that.
Yeah,
You made
it
climbing look
is.
very easy.
For anyone who's never done much coding, to try and read the Unity documentation and figure out what the components do can be a little confusing at times. So
Yep.
it's a lot of trial and effort to try and get the climbing to work seamlessly.
I bet. Well, cool. Well, I will bring our special guest Roderick on stage now for your Q&A. Roderick, long time no see.
Been a while. Thanks, Monday. Hey, Eric. Lovely work. Really nice. Well done. I was particularly interested in, well, just the extent of what you've been able to do without coding is impressive. With the, I mean, starting with the game room, with that, where did you manage to debug the interactions, or how did you manage to debug the interactions with minimal code? What does that sort of process look like? If you
Well,
could...
it was mostly that Unity, sometimes I'd launch the program and a lot of the targets would fall under the map or they didn't have the right colliders. There was one box on one object that was ticked and I needed a box on another object ticked. And it was one object would be slightly too high, so when the game rendered, it would fall over immediately.
Yeah.
Or all the objects that use gravity would roll off the table and they'd be on the floor by the time you get there. But the whole of the game room has no code in it. It's just base Unity components. It's all colliders and socket interactors. It's just that, no code.
Brilliant. Did you find the? I think Unity has some nice overlays for debugging things like collision.
I didn't end up using any Unity overlays for that. I kept going through it and said, okay, this time the football targets kept falling over or they'd fall through the map. So I'd move them up or change their collider settings,
Yeah.
or I'd make their colliders bigger or smaller,
Hmm.
or just kept going at it until everything stayed in place when it started.
Brilliant. And then the climbing, I guess that's more of a challenge around making it feel correct, making it logical to the user.
Yeah, especially trying to design something in 3 dimensions, because like the Unity engine is still on a screen. So
Hmm.
it can be hard to get your distances. You don't want your handholds to be too far or too close together, too small or too big. So without a spatial reference, it can be challenging, but it's just a lot of jumping in, jumping out, moving things around, making sure it's all in the right place and it feels right. And the climbing room still no code in there, just interactors that are being turned on and off as you go through the room.
Yeah.
And then, but did you have scripts in the robot room? Did you say?
Yes, the flamethrower has a damage script attached to it.
Mm.
As well, the robots have their health script to display their health and then reduce it, and to change the color to red when they get low. And the only other script is the teleporters, which, if you notice in the video, I could not get for some reason when the collider was attached to the hand. I could, like, the hand model of the player, I couldn't get that to work with the teleporter, so I had to import a separate hand game object to use as the
Mm.
teleporter key, kind of. But it all ended up working out.
Very cool.
Anything with flamethrowers is a winner for me.
I was gonna say, yeah, the flamethrower at the end. I mean, again, for it to be like very low code and like only a few code here and there, like if you were to line these rooms up like linearly, like you have a game, like you have like an espionage game or something. Like you go in and you have to like take out the dummy targets by throwing the football, and then you have to like climb through the ventilation shaft, and then you have to take out the mech suit. Like that's a game, start to finish. That's essentially the original Metal Gear Solid. If you really break down Metal Gear Solid to its base elements, like you're taking out a mech suit, you just have to get there. So I was impressed. I mean, as soon as I saw the climbing aspect, I remember the headache that I went to just thinking through, like when you get to the top of the wall, like what happens next. But your solution was super easy. Like you just get to the top, lift yourself up, teleport, and you're back. And I overthought that. And I think you even said it in your video, like you don't have to be super complex to have a fun experience. And my brain instantly makes me go down the rabbit holes of like make something super complex, but like you have a game and it's simple, it's effective. I would love to play it if nothing else, just to like swing from everything. So great work on my end.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, cool. Well, Eric, thank you again. Like I was saying, if anybody wants to connect with Eric, maybe build out Metal Gear Solid Snake in VR with Eric, you can connect with him via LinkedIn that you see on the screen. Eric, I will talk to you again at the VIP cocktail hour. And Roderick, I can't for the life of me know when we're going to talk again, but hopefully we talk again soon.
Could be years.
I could be decades. Who knows? All right. Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Moving along. So our next project is called Valiente. It is in a three little piggy story. That and Excuse me, let me start over. Our next project for demo day is called Valiente. It's a Three Little Piggies story developed by Yasmiri De Leon Guzman, who went through our XR development with Unity course. So Yasmiri, I will bring you on stage now. Hello,
Hello.
hello. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore the fact that I had to like lather, rinse, repeat that. I don't know why I got tongue tied on like a non-tongue twister, but excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So your project is a virtual reality fairy tale based on the classic story of the Three Little Piggies with a new twist. For anyone watching who wants to connect with Yasmari afterwards, her LinkedIn is on the screen for you there. And your project was brought to life with the assistance of circus dream instructors Nakisa as well as Asiak. And here's your demo.
One day at a particular house, it's bedtime.
Lila, I have our story for tonight. The Three-Little Pig.
But Mom, I've already read that story a million times.
Sure you have. Valiente is a VR fairy tale based on the classic story of the Three Little Pigs with a new twist. As the player, you are the valiant hero who saves the little pig by defeating the big wolf and collecting rewards along the way.
Once upon a time, a brave Edway was in a deep, deep forest. Three little piggies were dancing along to the rhythm of life, giggling and laughing with the biggest smiles on their faces. But danger was lurking nearby. Oh no, the big bad wolf is attacking the little pig. The pig is filled with fright. The poor thing can't move. Please hurry up y ayúdalo by throwing your fruits at the big bad wolf. Hooray! You saved the little pig! Oh, did the story end? Look what Woo has! Pop some, but hurry, time is ticking.
One of the biggest obstacles during development was the need to complete multiple tasks within a strict deadline. I found that balancing the demands of game design, level design, code and playtesting while maintaining a high standard of quality was a significant challenge. My ultimate goal is to submit this game to the Quest App Lab. Therefore, I would like to hear your feedback. Thanks to everyone who contributed to this project. I also want to thank all of you for taking the time to attend this presentation today.
Yeah, I will echo the chat that exploded saying that like every kid would love this. It was like instantly kid friendly. My daughter would love it. I was seeing like Genki XR was saying my niece would love this. I gave her my Quest 2 and she's hooked, my little STEM girl. So aesthetic wise, like claps to that. Great looking project. Um,
Thank you.
and I will invite Roderick on stage for your Q&A. Hello,
Thanks,
hello.
Monday. Good to
Hello.
see you again. Hi, Yasmeri. That was really, really nice. This is a very close to my heart project because my 2-year-old daughter is obsessed with the three pigs.
Mine is 8.
I was wondering, how old is your daughter?
8.
She's 8. She's closer to the age because we've got this problem with kids and VR that they're telling us. I think you're supposed to be 13 or is it 12? Monday, do you
Mhm.
know?
I think it is like
Mm,
12 or 13 just because of like the lights and everything. Yeah.
yeah, but that's obviously just in these early days of the format, and hopefully at some point we'll figure out what is appropriate at different ages. Do you have a feeling from your work with this, at what age, and what kids can get out of VR at different ages?
Well, this project is more of a sandbox to me
Mm,
because I went to the XR course. I started working with virtual reality. Yet I have a lot of interest in working with augmented reality.
mm.
because it's more like it will be available to use with a phone. I think I'm thinking about platform wise. So perhaps I will focus to augmented reality for this kind of project, but I still have to work on that.
Fantastic.
So obviously it's at a certain stage of development now. Do you have, I mean, what are your thoughts for what you want to build into it next, and adding different levels? Do you have some ideas?
Yes, I would like to go and step back and go back to the design and also the basic idea that I have of working with public domain kids story.
Mm,
And look also at the what would be better based on the target of the kids that will be playing the game.
yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good approach.
Do you are you thinking that you might, rather than go through the three pigs, is it would the next level maybe have a different story in it? Would it be a sort of journey through fairy tales?
Yeah, the general idea is having different fairy tales and Valiente being able to go to one story and then going to another story. It's like it can
Right.
go to different books and
Hmm.
you keep the power-ups, the abilities. It doesn't matter which one, but you will keep it like that character will be the hero, but sometimes it could be an ally depending the story.
Yeah.
And I love this in particular because my daughter always changes the stories. Um, I mean, in hers, sometimes the three little pigs don't want the wolf to come in. Sometimes the wolf comes in for tea, um, and it's that sort of playfulness of being able to make the story their own that I think is what's really exciting about this idea that you're working on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think at least from my end, I like the fact that again, it might not have been intentional, but you had like a it seemed kids friendly start to finish. So I've heard like different variations of the Three Little Piggies story. Like even I grew up on the Stinky Cheese Man version, which was like an out there version of the Three Little Pigs. It was wild. But even with the wolf, instead of like throwing stones at the wolf or something like that, that for a child would be perceived as like more violent, it's you're throwing fruit at the wolf. And so I thought the way you thought through the project, like start to finish being kid friendly. I mean, you start off with like in my head, I was visualizing the bedtime story. So I'm sitting bedside to my daughter, just like talking to her about the story, and then the game is her imagination taking over. It felt like you did a really good job designing for like your demographic. Like, even if an 8-year-old shouldn't wear a headset based off of like consumer standards, like it's still a game that an 8-year-old could play if you did mixed reality. Um, as you kind of I guess my question would be, as you kind of developed like different stories, do you have a design style in mind that you're looking for that would kind of tie it all together, or kind of what would you use to tie all the different stories together as you like go through the different fairy tales?
Yeah, I still have to explore that. I have to play around with that and see how does it feel because at the end it's about the feeling that the player will have using the game.
Absolutely.
The style that you've chosen is really nice. It's bright, it's colourful, um, really strong shapes and colours. I really like that style. If you press ahead with that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you again for showcasing your work. If you, as you envelop more like free domain and stories, we definitely have from the chat a lot of people who said like daughters, sons, nieces, and nephews would love to get a hand at this. So you definitely have like your alpha test group there. But I will talk to you again at our VIP cocktail hour. And Roderick, it seems like 10 years went by so fast. Hopefully 10 years goes by fast again, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you both. All right. And our next project is called Don't Die by Ash Weiss, who went through our XR development program and is also coming to us as a University of British Columbia extended learning. And fun fact, Ash is also a current learner in our game development boot camp. So kind of getting a taste of both worlds. So Ash, I will bring you to stage now.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good. It's raining here, so it's just typical Vancouver weather.
Oh, see, I was gonna say I'm jealous. I usually don't have competition for best hair, but like you're fighting me
Oh,
for best hair right now, and I don't like the competition.
thank you. I didn't have hair for a very long time. And then pandemic hit and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grow it. Let it be.
There you go.
Yeah.
You just gotta let it breathe.
Yep.
Uh, well, your project, Don't Die, offers two infinite runner levels and a 2D adventure style story mode where players must navigate through challenges and obstacles to progress through the game. If anyone wants to connect with Ash after the demo, their LinkedIn is on the screen for you here. And Ash, we will go ahead and get started.
Today I'll be showcasing a game I created called Don't Die. I wanted to challenge myself and create a 2D platformer for Windows, WebGL, and Android. I started off this project creating two infinite runner levels, quickly became bored of that, and decided to create two story mode levels with a level progression system. I incorporated a parallax background effect with animations and was inspired by a 2D game called Kingdom 2 Crowns to create a water shader from scratch. I developed the NPC, flying enemy, ground enemy, and spawning logic. I found a 2D artist off of itch.io that included all the animations for the environment and characters. It took me a few weeks to go through all the spreadsheets and assemble them to my liking. I wanted to create an immersive environment with plenty of detail. I created jumping portals that had particle effects as well as animations. Rotating saws with hitboxes that move with the animation. Moving platforms. Rotating circular saws that move horizontally and vertically. Spikes that sometimes instantly kill the player. Gravity zones and on-touch falling platforms. Areas where the ground had ice-like properties. I populated environments by creating tile palettes and painting. Overall, this project took a couple months to complete, although it is still a work in progress. Don't Die is available on Google Play and itch.io. Thank you for having me. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Yep, love the aesthetic. I will say I couldn't find it on the Google Play Store last night, so I might ping you to get that link to it so that way I can download it.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll
It might
send you
just
the
be.
link.
Yeah. Send all of us the link. Like the fact that
Okay.
it's out there is perfect. But Roderick, I will bring you on stage now for the Q&A. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Thanks, Monday. Hi, Ash. This is just super impressive. Love it.
Thank you. It's
Um,
part of like I've been making a bunch of prototypes. I'll post a link in the YouTube comments, but it's mostly to do with like my anxieties and stuff. I have a bunch of prototypes in VR and also on Android, WebGL, all those things. Don't die. Like I have a scared of death stuff, so I kind of wanted to make people not want to die in it, but it's really easy to die in the game. Kind of like the last level of Crash Bandicoot. Really
Oh,
hard, but it's addictive because you keep dying and you just want to beat it. If that makes sense.
yep. I understand the sentiment.
it's that thing of the in movies the hero always wins. In games the hero always loses. It, well, almost every time until you finally beat the game.
Mhm.
And that's what they got wrong in Wreck-It Ralph, because he's complaining about always losing, but no, he always wins. But anyway, I mean, I just I don't have a lot of questions because it's so, this is really far along, and I mean, are you intending to add more levels? Is it going to become more of a a completed product, or are you moving on?
Yes, I wanted to create more levels and like a very good story to go with it,
Mm,
and it will intertwine with the other games that I have prototyped. They're all named like "Don't Die," "Don't Miss," "Don't Sleep," "Don't Take the Last Bus" is the new one I started in VR, and that's for like my Unity Bootcamp final project. So they'll all intertwine in some way. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's great that you have like this continuing story of like don't blank. Like, yeah, that's just fun. I did have a question, if you don't mind me jumping in, Roderick. Oh, okay. Cool. So I know just from like previous conversations, I know you primarily focus in VR, so this was kind of like new territory for you. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
was.
what would you say, maybe even for anyone in the audience, like switching from VR to like a 2D game or something like that, what was maybe the biggest hurdle that you had to overcome, or something that you wish you knew at the beginning that you found out at the end?
Well, you're gonna have to love the idea that you're trying to put into a game for sure, because there's many, very many hurdles. um, I learned a lot about layering
Mm,
through the making of this game because it's just very, it's so much more important because if you're not organized, everything will be out of whack, especially in 2D environments. Um, I don't
yeah.
know. You just have to have a passion for it. Otherwise, you're just going to quit within the first couple days.
Yeah. No, I think it's really interesting you say that because at least in my brain, like I'm very partial to VR. So I think it's like the cream of the crop. This is the hardest. But like, watching your demo and talking with you, Roderick is shaking his head. I'm like, it's 2D. You just slap some sprites there and then you hit left and right on the keypad. But it's a process.
I'm like you. I make things way more complicated than they have to be. You can see from the bags under my eyes now. I didn't have them before.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
see that there's just so much detail in there, and all the little effects you've done on the platforms, on the animations, the different behaviors. There's layers and layers of complexity there, um,
Hmm.
and it all sort of comes together, and it's got its own kind of aesthetic, which I love. It's got its own character. It looks like it has the makings of a great product, I think.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I definitely feel like, I'll throw this comment up there, but like 2023 version of the 90s game, I feel like that's like the aesthetic, like the 90s. Well, I'm a 90s baby, so 90s will always be like the greatest era, but it has that feel that like a lot of people are looking for. I
Jeez.
mean, what was the other Cuphead came out, which to me felt
Oh,
like a
yeah.
90s side scroller and like people loved Cuphead. And this could be like the next thing. Like it gives me that 90s scroller, almost like Castlevania kind of vibe that I think a lot of gamers are really gravitating to now.
I love that game as well.
Yeah, see,
Castlevania.
there we go. Well, Ash, yeah, definitely, drop the link for Google Play if
Right.
you can find it in the comments, because I will download that and play it and probably fall in love with it. But I will talk to you again at our VIP cocktail hour. And Roderick, I'll see you next lifetime, I guess. Thank you
Sweet.
both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. And our next demo. So quick post check in the chat. I think this is one of our bigger demo days. So everybody is hanging in there. If you need to grab some coffee or some water, do it quickly, come back. But thank you all for staying along with us. The comments have been fantastic. I will try to post most of them up. But our participants actually see these comments live as well. So even if we're not able to get to them in the chat or the Q&A, they'll definitely reading them and they can comment to you directly. Uh, but our next demo is called Platform, which is VR Instagram for artists. And it was developed by Mana Sai, who went through our XR development with Unity course and also came through us through the University of British Columbia Extended Learning. And Mana, I will bring you to the stage now. Hello, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I don't have much to worry about. It's demo day. So like I gotta look at amazing projects all day. Who can be mad at that?
Great.
But your project is an inclusive social media in the form of a multiplayer VR space for creators to exhibit digital and new media arts such as 3D models and virtual art installations in a group exhibition setup. Everyone is welcome to upload and showcase their artworks on this platform and connect with the visitors in real time. For anyone that wants to connect with Mana after this demo, sorry, not her Instagram, her LinkedIn is on the page for you there. And this project was brought to life by Circus Stream instructors Indica and Reza, kind of assisting you as well. And here's your demo.
Hello, creative people. Ever wanted to showcase your 3D demo reel in a 3D exhibition setup? Ever thought 2D videos and images are not the best way to present your works? Platform is here for you. Platform aims to build a community for creators. My fellow digital and new media artists can exhibit their works in an inclusive space with no subjective or complicated curatorial processes. Also, the participation is open to the public. All artworks can be exhibited at one place and in one group exhibition setup. The environment of this gallery is different from the classic galleries we've seen. At first, I thought of making a gallery space like the actual galleries, and I created this space. But then I said, why not make a creative avant-garde space for creative people and artworks? Then I came up with this design. This is one of the first prototypes, which I changed the color, lighting, skybox, and etc. later on. The environment evokes an unknown space up on the clouds. All walls, flooring, stairs, and any kinds of enclosures for artworks are created using geometrical shapes and neutral colors. Entering the application, there are two options. People can either choose to visit or to upload their artwork. Challenges I've had include importing 3D models using special effects and animations into Unity, how to create multiplayer space in VR and optimization, reaching out to 3D artists. My next steps include activating the upload option for the users so their artwork can sit at the right spot in the gallery automatically, providing a non-subjective AI curatorial service for users. And as for any other social media, this place has to be open yet moderated and observed to prevent harmful content. There must be some kind of database to maintain and organize submitted artworks as well. This is a space for creators to visit, connect, and get inspired. I met with Sunny, Sonia, and Indica in this gallery space to talk about their artworks and about platform.
In 2021, at the Performance in XR conference, someone asked me to show them at that conference, and so they were brought into alt space in the gallery that was part of that conference. So that's the only other space they've been exhibited before. And now alt space is getting shut down in like 5 days. So they'll never exist in alt space again, sadly.
Yeah.
But now they have a new home here. So yeah, that's going to be part of it.
The gallery itself, it's the first one I'm visiting, which uses the 3D space and also the sound. And it combines different tools. You got Blender project, Blender animations, Unity shaders, and a beautiful setup which finally uses the 3D space. And I do feel touched and honored to be part of it, for real.
Glad that I can see my project in VR in your gallery. This is awesome.
I'm glad too.
You know, it's a very minimalistic color furniture. So it looks like a little bit of 60s style, and I wanted to use primitives as much as possible here. I invite every one of you to join this space and just look around and see what's there and enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
A special shout out to Indica, Reza, Ghazal, Nate, Sonia, Sunny, Saman, Flori, Sayed Hussain, Devden, Arki, and Monday for their helps with this project.
Yeah, great aesthetic. I will say for everyone in the audience, I don't think I deserve to be on that list, but thank you for adding me to that list. But man, yeah, I just love the environment that you created, and then I guess it didn't even like actually hit in my head, but like you already got your networking set up. Like you and Indica and everyone were like in the studio at the same time, which is for anybody that has done networking knows that that's a feat in itself. So yeah, great work. Fantastic work.
And I should add that you came up with the name VR Instagram for artists. So you deserve to be on that list.
I was gonna say you could have taken that name. Like I had no right to it. That is your name. Oh, perfect. Well, I appreciate it. And I will bring Roderick back to give your Q&A. Here we go.
Thanks, Monday. Hi, Mana.
Hi.
I love the idea of the inclusivity. I think that's so important, and it's kind of an ongoing battle that we're seeing in XR and in other places in tech between, the controlled spaces and the public spaces. And I think it's so important to make contributions to the public space. If people want to visit your gallery, how do they do that now?
So I just for these people that I connected with, I met with for this video demo that I made, I sent the APK file to them, so they installed the application basically on their VR headsets. But when I'm done with the next steps and when it's more developed and it's more ready for users, I'm gonna have it on Oculus for people to experience the gallery and join it, use it. Yeah.
The AI curatorial process, can you tell us anything more about that?
Yeah, this is a great question. And this is just an idea right now. And this is just an idea that I, as an artist, I've always thought of like a non-subjective kind of curatorial process. So I guess this is something that I really wanna figure it out. I have no idea right now, but I just wanna figure out the idea, and I love to have that kind of system in my project, since for a gallery, we always need some kind of curatorial process. However, I mean, artists will understand what I'm talking about. Like subjective curatorial processes always just make galleries kind of exclusive, and just it makes it hard for artists to participate in galleries and showcase, exhibit their works. I guess my goal is to have this kind of AI generated curation, which will make this space more inclusive in terms of having different kind of artworks in it. And yeah, let's see. This is the idea that I have to figure out.
Yeah. I guess I know nothing. So I guess when you're saying it, what you are almost like you want AI to be able to group the artwork for you. So like if you would have like themes set up and then anybody who like uploads with an artwork that just has that theme would be able to like be in certain like rooms within your project, or like what does curatorial services actually mean in the art world, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, like for now, there are not that many artworks in this space, but for the
Mm,
future, when the artworks are gonna be, I hope they're gonna be more than this. So I guess I need some kind of curation. So, for example, I need the video, like 3D artworks that are similar,
yeah,
like next to each other and all this stuff.
gotcha.
So I guess yeah, but there is no team. There is no specific team. This is why I'm telling this is not going to be subjective, and I'm doing my best to have it like very inclusive.
Hmm.
So there is not going to be a certain team um, for now, and yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, there is a lot to figure out, but yeah, these are the ideas for now.
Absolutely. Cool.
What's next? What's the next thing you want to do with it? You mentioned getting it onto maybe the Oculus store. Is it those kinds of challenges?
Yes, I guess I'm gonna activate the voice action in this gallery for people, and then I'm gonna activate the upload option so people can. I hope it's gonna be as easy as just drag and drop.
Hmm.
So yeah, these are just my goals. So people can drag and drop it, and the project their artwork will be transferred to the server, and
Hmm.
then going from there, it's going to be using the AI generated curatorial process. The artwork will sit at the right spot in the gallery. So yeah, this is the idea, and of course, I need collaborators and engineers to work with. Like here, I want to just I want to say that I'm looking for collaborators. If anyone is interested to collaborate on this project with me, if anyone is interested in this project, just please reach out to me. My LinkedIn address is just on the screen. So yeah, these are the next steps. And then, yeah, I'm going to add the teleport option as well, since when I met with one of the artists in this gallery, they gave me this feedback that maybe having teleport kind of option will because some people may get motion sickness with just continuous movements and everything. So just having that teleportation would help. So I guess yes, these are the next steps.
Absolutely.
Very much a personal preference. A lot of people really prefer one or the other. I think it's about 60-40. I don't know which way, but you can't really exclude one option, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
For sure. Well, fantastic. Well, Mana, thank you again for showcasing your gallery. Exciting to see it come together. And this could be a potential partnership between you and Sunny. You both kind of have interesting themes around art galleries and showcasing work. So maybe this is a partnership in the making. But I will talk to you again at our VIP cocktail hour. And Roderick, I will see you in a few minutes for our last demo of the day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both. All right. And last but not least, we have Bad Kitty Bovine Abduction Department, which was developed by Brian Smith, who went through our XR development with Unity course, and is also coming to us through Syracuse University College of Professional Studies. And Brian, I will bring you to stage now. Hello, hello. You've waited so patiently, man.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So your project is a casual mixed reality game where you take control of a toy UFO and fly around a procedurally generated world trying to steal toy cows from a resourceful farmer. He's crafty and will build an army of small robots to try to take you down. The angrier he gets, the faster he builds, so watch out. For anyone who wants to connect with Brian, his LinkedIn is on the screen for you here. And you were assisted in bringing this project to life by Circus Stream instructors Joseph as well as Molly. And here's your demo.
My name is Brian Smith, and today I would like to show you a little game that I've been developing called Bad Kitty. This concept grew from the memory of pretending to fly around toy planes as a child, darting in and out of imaginary clouds, skimming along the ground while narrowly avoiding trees and buildings, and shooting back at those little plastic army men as they tried to blast you out of the sky. But how would I go about creating something like this? Well, after a lot of thought and staring for way too long at a refrigerator magnet, an idea started to form. First, I worked on the basics: UFO and character movement, abduction mechanics, enemy attack patterns, and a weapon switching system. Once I was happy with these results, I moved it all into VR. And while things were working, some problems started to emerge. Locomotion was problematic. With snap turning and teleportation, I could easily escape almost any situation, and smooth turning and movement can often cause motion sickness. But mostly, performant level design is quite difficult. I tried numerous ways to create the detailed, sprawling levels I had envisioned, but without success. Eventually, I realized I needed to go a different route: smaller generated levels. So I wrote a little test system that would read pixel color values from small grayscale image tile maps, then place corresponding tile types accordingly. I decided to go with a hexagon-shaped tile since they look a little bit more interesting than using something like a cube, while still connecting together nicely. I then created a few models, and the results were quite promising. But now I had a taste for power, and I wanted more. And I also didn't want to have to spend hours in Photoshop making more tile maps. So, one long weekend and a lot of iteration later, I had managed to piece together a fully procedural level generation system. It was also around this time that I tried out Pass-Through, and I loved how it looked so much that my VR game immediately went mixed reality. I then layered in pathfinding, wrote a few state machine AIs to bring my characters to life, created some more cute models to go with it, and optimized it all until I almost cried. Until finally,
You have an awesome game.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I will bring Roderick on stage for your Q&A.
Okay.
Thanks, Monday. Hey, Brian.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks. And you? Love the game.
Oh, thank you.
I really like the hex, and I've never heard the words abduction mechanics used in this context or any context actually. So that's a real first.
Context is very important.
Did you say you created the models?
Yes. Yeah. Use Blender. There's only a couple models in the that I'm using that I didn't make myself. I got them from an asset pack, but pretty much every model in it I made.
That's impressive. They're really great style to them. Really nice design. I particularly like the cows. and you're coding it as well.
Yes. Yeah, I actually have a software engineering background, so I like Monday. I enjoy to be digging into the code to make things work.
Yep, bring it to life.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean it's so great when you can do both, because a lot of people struggle with that. But I think you've kind of got it.
Props to like Eric earlier was saying that he did all that without code. I was like, how? Like, I was just like kind of dumbfounded on it. Like, I don't know how I would do this without. But yeah.
I'm the same. I immediately go to code when I'm when I need to do something, even if there might be a solution without code, but it's just where my fingers lead me. Can you on a different topic? Do you get to abduct the farmer?
I was wondering if this would be asked. Currently, no. As he is what drives everything. I am in the middle of working on a system that will let you try to abduct him. I want it to be bad if you try. But yeah, I am actually currently working on that particular system. I have a lot of other ideas that I still want to put into it. It's just finding the time.
Absolutely. Is this gonna, I guess it's your plans for this to kind of just be like a personal project that you keep to yourself, or do you hope to like bring it to market? I mean, it looks like if you put that on the App Store or Steam, like I would download it instantly, but kind of what are your intentions with it?
So something that is kind of almost kind of neglected currently is there's not a lot of mixed reality stuff, like game wise. So my goal is actually to release a small collection of like mini casual games and release those on like the app lab where you can have like maybe 3 or 4 experiences all in one package. And this is one of them. And I have another project that I actually did as my final project for my XR Dev course that will be another one. And then I have two other ideas that I'm currently whiteboarding. So
Very cool.
it's and I'm reusing a lot of the same systems that I've built to make the development from one to the next easier.
Hmm.
So I should my speed should increase in creating these things. But again, it's finding the time to work on them.
Exactly. Time is always
You,
the thing.
are you doing this full time, Brian, or do you have other work?
I work full time as a software engineer, so this is just something I do in the evenings when I have time.
Well, it's great how much progress you're making, because I know it can be really difficult in between all other obligations to actually get a project done and move it forward.
Yeah.
So you're doing great there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a daunting task, and sometimes think I'm a bit crazy for attempting it, but it's fun. I love doing it, and yeah, I try to squeeze in any bit of time I can to work on it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for showcasing your work with us. Excited to see the whole mini game pack come to life. Please let me know when I can download it and play it, because I will. Um, and for anyone who wants to connect with Brian, like I said, his LinkedIn is on the screen. And Brian, I will talk to you again at VIP Cocktail Hour. And Roderick, I think this is us parting ways. So thank you for being our special guest. Really loved your insight and your opinions. And I will talk to you at the VIP Cocktail Hour as well.
Thanks very much for having me, Monday.
Thank you both.
Thanks.
All right. So I just want to say congratulations again to everyone who participated in Demo Day. From somebody who participated as well, I know the mix of anxiety, excitement, sometimes like this is your first time showcasing a project. So thank you all for participating. Great event, some great work. I can definitely see like the future of education, the future of, art and art galleries, gamification, both VR and mixed reality and 2D. And fairy tales, like bringing fairy tales to life in a new platform. So definitely will appreciate you all for joining us today. I do have a few more slides that I want to go through just to wrap up this event. So we might go about 5 minutes over. So for you all in the audience, it's worth the wait. We have a special guest presentation coming up, but I just asked for 5 minutes past the hour so that way we can showcase that for you as well. So again, Demo Day is the accumulation of really showcasing the work from really two main areas, but we wanted to tell you about the three programs that CircuitStream currently offers. So I wanted to very quickly just go through our XR development with Unity, interaction design and prototyping, as well as talking you through our Unity game development bootcamp. So interaction design, XR development with Unity. Our next cohort for this course actually starts on May 11th, and we're accepting applications now. So if you like what you saw and you want to have more focus on XR development, really focusing on C#, making AR and VR apps, reach out to CircuitStream. We will definitely get you partnered with somebody that can help you through the process to give you more information. But this course is beginner friendly. So I came in not even knowing what C# stood for. I come from hospital management. And by week 3, you're making your first game. So with XR development, you do go through AR and VR apps using the Unity engine. It's about 3 hours of instruction per week, and that is live instruction. So you'll have pretty much classroom time with your instructor and live courses that are recorded for you to view later. 10 plus office hours are available per week through all of our instructors. They have office hours that we post every week, so that way you know how to get in contact with instructors for both help with this course as well as personal project work. And everything that you do in this course really goes into portfolio based work. So you're working on pieces that you can use for a portfolio, for a professional setting, for a personal portfolio if you want to. And at the end of it, you do have that industry recognized certification that I was talking about. So you have the CircuitStream badge. We also gear you up to do the Unity Associate Programmer examination to really beef up your industry expertise and your resume. And so just quickly to kind of see what some of those students are doing through these programs. So in the bottom left, you can see an example of kind of like XR interaction, highlighting different objects by interactions through VR, as well as VR particle systems, and really creating unique experiences, as well as AR application using AR Foundation. So really taking it and branching it into XR Dev and really focusing on how to bring your experiences to life, as even Brian was saying a few minutes ago. The other course that we offer is design and prototyping for XR. The next cohort for that one actually starts on May 17th. So again, we are accepting applications. If you want to learn more about it, or if you want to get in contact, definitely reach out to any one of our Circuit Stream partners, and we can connect you with more. But this program focuses more on the techniques and design principles that go into AR, VR, mobile apps, and really designing an XR prototype. So you're going to focus on storyboarding, really ideation, using a lot of those XR design principles, leading into creating kind of like an MVP of a project that you want to do using those low code or no code principles. Just like XR Dev, this is about 3 hours of live instruction per week, as well as access to the office hours, one-on-one support if you do one of our plus packages. And then you do end this course with that industry recognized certification again. So again, this is focusing on design, but you're still building portfolio pieces, building your skill set, and ending with that recognized certification that you can use as, on your LinkedIn, on your resume, to really give you that leg up when you start applying for jobs in the industry. And just highlighting some of what you do in that XR design. So like I was saying, really focusing on those storyboarding elements, building the concept of the XR prototype that you want to do, looking into things like accessibility, color palettes, UI, UX elements, all leading into building that MVP of that project. So a great example is you can see kind of like the storyboarding of kind of this like firefighter simulation at the top, leading into that low code, no code example of really bringing that experience to life. And the newest program that we offer is the Unity Game Development Bootcamp. So this one is a little bit different. It is a 30 week long program, really focused on giving you a career track. So by going through this bootcamp, really focusing on giving you a career in the game development industry, but it is still beginner friendly. So the next cohort for this one starts on May 30th. We start off by really taking you through C Sharp, kind of like the introduction to C Sharp, really understanding the coding logic, and then throughout that boot camp, you're going to be building really more than 10 projects that really exemplify different areas of game development. You're going to start off with prefabs and instantiation. You're going to end it by going through optimization and databases and all kinds of networking. So it really encompasses all. I went through this boot camp and it blew my mind, the amount that you gain, and 30 weeks goes by really, really fast. And your brain, like I felt like I was almost mega mind walking out of that with the amount of information I had. Um, we do still offer those career services and labs as well, which is something unique to this boot camp, really focusing on giving that career expertise to these boot camp participants. And we do have scholarships available. So if you're interested in the boot camp, or if you want to learn more, really reach out as early as possible, so that way you have that scholarship availability. And at the end of the boot camp, we do capstone projects. So similar to XR Dev and XR Design, these are the accumulation of everything you learn throughout the boot camp. But really, these projects go from one end of the spectrum to the other. So just from these quick images, you can see we have some 2D and 3D games. We have a ninja simulation. We have some VR inverse kinematics going on. We have a piano simulation. We have some AI generated techniques in the top left. So really showcasing everything that these learners are able to do at the end of the boot camp. And we present it in a different event that we like to call Pitch Day. So like I was saying, if you're interested in any of these courses, even if it's just to learn more information, you can download a syllabus or apply by going to circuitstream.com/course catalog. Or if you just want to connect with somebody, you can connect by going to that website, and then we can contact you from there. All right. And this is the part I wanted everybody to stick around for. So something new that we wanted to try for Demo Day this year was an alumni spotlight. And so the alumni that we chose, her name is Miji Lee, and she is the founder of Core Meta, which is a extended reality software development company focused on language learning and cultural discoveries through immersive XR experiences. So Miji, I will bring you on stage now. Hello, hello.
Hello, Monday.
How are you doing?
Very good. Excited to be here.
Excited to have you. Thank you for being our alumni. Um,
Thank you.
So yeah, so I will go ahead and play your demo, and then we'll have about 2 to 3 minutes for you to tell us a little bit more about your company. But if anyone is interested in learning more about Core Meta or about Miji and her development team, their LinkedIn is on the page for you there. And here's a demo of their company.
Hello everyone, my name is Miji Lee, the CEO and founder of Core Meta Inc. Core Meta is an extended reality software development company for gamified cultural and educational contents. The goal of Core Meta is to provide an immersive XR environment where you can learn languages and experience different cultures in a fun way. And we began the program with the Korean alphabet and created Core VR. It is because I'm also a Korean language instructor and always explore the ways of enjoyable learning, and I wanted to start with my expertise. Now that we're launching our game on Steam and experienced the whole development cycle, I wanted to share with you our experience of development process. As you know, it starts with planning, designing, production, testing, and launching. As mentioned before, I always explore the ways to teach the Korean language in an entertaining and effective way. So after teaching over 150 students, I wanted to apply my teaching know-hows and go beyond the knowledge I acquired. So I had a meeting with some of my students to survey their interests and ideas. So combined the survey result and my experience in teaching, I created the game design. I want to start from the very basic, the Korean alphabet, and combine the concept of the popular Beat Saber. Now, but it has become a laser shooting game, which is quite exciting. Here are some examples of our initial game design and environment asset designs. Then, with the game design established, our developers started to add features. Some of the game features are interactive menus within animation, teleportation, letter spawning, XR rig, and interactive blaster with raycast, programming with arrays, unit events, and scriptable objects, addition of sound effects using audio mixers, game streaks, timer, and reward system. And I thought it was going really well until when we started to build and test the project. We realized that game could not run at all due to the high poly count, along with many other factors such as 20 directional lights, because I really loved bright space. And also our UI UX designer and other team members pointed out some flaws in UI UX design of the game, such as the menu. And we began to make more extensive modifications to create an optimized and user-friendly application. Some of the solutions we attempted for optimization are the following: decreasing the poly counts, the tris count, or texture compression, anti-aliasing, light baking, occlusion culling, LOD level of detail, and more. And we used the Oculus Platform Standard to produce a launchable application. As of the day I'm recording this video, we are about to submit our app on Steam, and in the near future, we are planning to launch it on Oculus. Here is a lesson that I learned from going through the process. This was just an endless challenges, but every step was a learning opportunity. And planning is important, but getting feedback and making improvements are very important too, because whenever I got feedback, the game just improved so much. Which comes to the most important point is Core VR is the outcome of a great teamwork. This is our talented Core Meta team members. In every step, they showed commitment and ownership of the project, and that is why I can present our Core VR today. And here's our trailer. Hope you will enjoy it. 으이, 멍청이. 나 유언 달고나. Yes! 에. 이게 뭐야? 아. 오.
Great. So Miji, I will turn it over to you. Tell us a little bit about your company and next steps for Core.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having us today. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate everyone who presented today. All the ideas were really fascinating and very impressive. So, to come back to our companies, Quarmeta is currently focusing on developing cultural and education XR content centered around Korean culture at the moment, since I wanted to begin the XR journey with my personal expertise, which is teaching Korean language. And we are pleased to announce that our Core One project is near completion, and we plan to submit it on Steam before the weekend ends. So this weekend ends, so
Oh,
they
wow.
will get it improved, hopefully, and hopefully on also on Oculus within a couple of months, because we try to optimize the game so that we can meet the Oculus standard. So we're trying to work on that. Thank you so much for the team. And our Steam page has been up and running since yesterday. So if you type in Core VR on Google, then you will see our Steam page right away. So I'm really happy to see that. This gamified learning VR app aims to teach the Korean alphabet in an engaging, interactive way. And
Mhm.
moving forward, we'll be resuming work on our second project, Core 2, which is a multiplayer cooking game. This game will teach players Korean vocabulary while exploring the delicious cuisines of the Korean culture by playing mini games and scavenger hunt and things like that. We hope to keep you updated on our progress with these exciting projects. And once again, thank you so much for having us. I'm so happy to be part of the Circuit Stream community.
Absolutely. No, it's been exciting to like see it go from like your idea to like it's a company to like it's a product. So excited to see it grow. And I
Thank
guess
you.
any parting words for anybody who's looking to, monetize their game or, turn a project into a company. Do you have any kind of like tips for them really quick before we let you go?
I think the biggest take from this project was, like I emphasized at the end too, was teamwork. I could never do this alone, and my projects grew so much, improved every time I got input from one of our teammates or many teammate members. So I really strongly recommend to form a team if you would like to launch a project. And monetization, which is I'm working on with my marketing advisor, I think we have to start studying marketing so that
Mhm.
we can monetize it better. We're trying to apply for funding as well, and hopefully we'll hear some good news in the future.
Perfect. Well, Michi, thank you again so much.
Thank
For
you.
anyone who wants to connect, like Michi was saying, Core VR is up on Steam. Their page is live, so you can add Core VR to your wish list, right? And then keep tabs on it
Yes.
there. And then of course you can connect via their LinkedIn page. And Michi, I will talk to you in a few minutes at VIP Cocktail Hour.
Thank you so much, Monday.
Thank you. All right. So thank you all for hanging out. I told you we had a special treat for you. I hope everybody liked it. But Miji and Core Meta and that development team has been doing some great work. Um, so I wanted to leave and part everybody with if you're interested in joining our global network. So if you're interested in being a hiring partner, a training partner, really anything that you see on the screen, we definitely want to connect with you all. So we have a great circuit of Circuit Stream alums as well as current learners that are creating these great projects, looking for industries, but we also want to create partnerships that really stand the test of time. So if any of these partnership opportunities look like something you would want to be interested in, you can definitely reach out to our CircuitStream partnership team at partners@circuitstream.com, and we can get you connected and start having that conversation. And with that, I will conclude this year's demo day. So thank you all again for hanging out with us this afternoon, morning, or evening. I want to say thank you again to our special guest, Roderick Kennedy from Teleport VR. Like I said at the beginning, great guy, excellent feedback. Special clap to all of our participants. I was blown away by so many things that I know I could never develop or design myself. Definitely not design myself. So claps to you all. And for everyone watching, thank you all for joining in. Always exciting to, have the live comments and you all engaging with the participants. And so I will break now. So everybody who participated, I will see you again in about 15 minutes at the VIP cocktail hour in Spatial. And everybody else, we will see you again next time for demo day. Take care.